Well, I got to start with my first little hot rod I had was a Model A Ford, and with a T bucket on it, and I later had a 32 Ford and had a 40 Ford, and I've just been a Ford guy from the get-go. And obviously, when I started driving for Vel, my partner, and out here in 1956, he had a Ford 56 Ford and stock car, and we were running NASCAR. Actually, I came out of NASCAR before I went to IndyCar racing, because won a lot of races out here on the West Coast, and even ran Darlington before Daytona, and now so Daytona for Vel. You know, I learned to race in old jalopies and on the ovals, short tracks, and most of my career was in ovals and stuff like that. And it seemed like when I went to road racing, I mean, it was like a duck to water. It just came very natural for me. I know that you know, a straight line straightens out the S's, so to speak, that sort of thing. And I was fortunate to do well right off the bat in road racing. And you know, when you do well in any kind of type of racing or anything like that, it makes you like it even that much more. And I really enjoyed road racing. I think also road racing seems to bring out more of the talent than a lot of the oval races, and especially in today's racing. But you know, although it's a fine line and high-speed cornering and things like that, but road racing, you have to do a little bit of everything. You have to do shifting, braking, clutching, you know, concentrating when driving with one hand part of the time, and that sort of thing. Well, winning the championship in 1970 was really a blessing, because we should have won in 1969. We actually won quite a few races, and I think we only missed it by a point or two. I don't remember. It was pretty close anyway, but actually we had a little bit of a tire problem toward the end of the year, and like I said, we should have won in '69, and so it was really a blessing to win in 1970. And Bud Moore, you know, driving for him, he had the kind of desire, you know, that a race driver has. I mean, when he went to the racetrack, I mean, he gave it his utmost, and you could just see the desire he had for to win, and obviously that pays off back in the shop and as well as at the racetrack.
Parnelli was a heck of a race driver, and he just took the daylights out of me a lot of times. You know, I said, you know, Donahue and them's gonna give us a lot of trouble. He said, ain't no one of them fruit cuppers gonna outrun me. But he was something now, I'll tell you. And we really worked together great and all this, and we've met around since then quite a few times and all this. And he said, you know what? He said, if I'd have listened to you a little bit and got on Firestone, fixed them tires, we'd have won that championship in '69. I said, that's exactly right. I said, you know, every time you was way out front leading the race and the tires come apart, I said, that cost us the race, cost us that series. But Parnelli, you know, he's a great guy, and we got along real well, and he just, when he sat down behind that wheel in that car now, he meant business, and he got the job done.
You have to give a lot of it to Bud Moore, and the fact that we had a lot of desire coming into the '70 race after losing the championship in '69, which I think we should have won. And so we just upped the scale a little bit, and Bud worked a lot harder probably, and just made a great car. And we developed a good tire with Firestone, and we come out pretty strong. You know, we always went to the racetrack like on a Wednesday or Thursday before the Sunday race, and we got there, and obviously you have maybe a day before we actually got on the track because of airplane reservations and stuff like that. But anyway, we would eventually take the rent-a-cars that we were in and go out and sort of hot lap the tracks a little bit and learn the courses as well, and you know, talked about them and help in the gear ratios and things like that.
I said, well, you know, we don't want to mess with that corner too much. He said, I'll take care of that. I'll cut across. He said, I'll put two wheels in the dirt, and said, we'll get around that one. Anyway, we did that. We ran around all the racetracks, and we talked about the different corners and all this, how many left-hander and how many right-hand corners. And we discussed each one of the corners, you know, and he said, now, this is a corner here we got to make a lot of time in. So that's just ones we worked on.
So I've kind of always been a Ford guy to begin with, and that's only propelled me to have a relationship with him. And of course, you know, I've won Pikes Peak in the Mercury and won the Stock Car Championship in USAC with the Mercury, and you know, my Indy cars have won with Fords, and I've pretty well been a Ford guy all my life, and I don't think I like it any other way. I've, you know, obviously the Trans Am from there to the new Laguna Seca car that's coming out, it's fabulous.